Good morning, students. Today we can see what are the principles of scientific management. What are the principles of scientific management? See, principles of scientific management. So, the principles of scientific management is propounded by F.W. Taylor. F.W. Taylor. He only introduced this scientific management. Okay, so here F.W. Taylor, that is Mr. Frederick Winslow Taylor, he is explaining that a scientific management means a scientific approach to manage the workforce. Workforce means workers. It is a scientific method of approaching the workforce. So, what are all the various principles of scientific management? How they are scientifically managing the workforce? First one is, it is science, not a rule of thumb. Second one is harmony, not discord. Third one is mental revolution. Fourth one is cooperation, not individualism. Fifth one, development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. So these are the various principles of scientific management. The first one is science, not rule of thumb. What is the meaning of that? Rule of thumb. It is a science, not a rule of thumb. So see, rule of thumb means decisions taken by manager as per their personal judgments. So here decisions are taken by the management and it is based on their own judgments. So after taking decisions that are followed by the employees or workers. Okay, so how the management take decisions? They take a decision considering with selecting the best way of performing job. Selecting the best way to perform the job means by reducing the cost and increasing the profit, how they can perform the job. Okay, so here there is no particular rule regarding that. Based upon the situation, management taking the decisions and implementing the same decisions with the help of the employees or workers. Understood? That is science and not a rule of thumb. Then the second one is harmony, not discarded. Here, harmony means that there should be complete change in the attitude and outlook of workers and management towards each other. So here workers and management have complete harmony. They have freedom to talk each other. They are cooperating each other and doing the work. So their decisions are considered by the management and they reach into a mutual understanding how to complete the job. This is harmony, not discord. If there is any problem among the management and workers, they cannot achieve their goals. So, there is a mutual understanding between management and the workers. That is harmony, not discord. Then the third one is mental revolution. That is, mental revolution involves a change in the attitude of the worker and management. Change in the attitude. It is a technique of mental revolution involves a change in the attitude of workers and the management towards each other. That is, the workers think that their attitude is that they are working for the development of the organization. Management is of opinion that they are working for the development of the workers. That is mental revolution. Both of them are coordinating their work for the development of the organization as well as for the development of the prosperity of the individuals. So there is a spirit of togetherness. Both of them working together. That is mental revolution. This technique of mental revolution involves a change in the attitude of workers and management towards each other. Not only one part, one side. Each other. That means management take care of the workers and their welfare. Workers will take care of the management decisions. Both of them are cooperatively acting together. Then the fourth one is cooperation, not individualism. Here, cooperation, that is mutual confidence or sense of goodwill, should be prevail among both the managers and workers. Both of them are cooperatively acting for the achievement of the organizational goals. Sometimes may be profit making, sometimes may be service providing, whatever may be, they are cooperating each other. Here individualism, that is individual decisions are not at all considered. Then the last one is development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. Each of them are trying to develop their skills. Each and every workers must have their own skills and efficiency that should be developed. Through the development of their skills, they can achieve the goals. So each and every person is considered as an important part in the organization, and they are trying to maximize the efficiency and prosperity. Understood? So these are the 5 principles of scientific management propounded by F.W. Taylor. First one is science not a rule of thumb. Second one is harmony not discarded. Third one is mental revolution. Fourth one is cooperation not individualism. Fifth one is development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. So these are the principles of scientific management. Thank you for all.